This Photoshop lesson will take a look at a technique for whitening the eyes. Everybody has a certain amount of red within their eyes, and so what we're going to do is look at a technique here in Photoshop where we can reduce that without anybody noticing what we did. So photo retouching is what we're going to do. We've got a before whitening and an after whitening here. And so at close, at first glance here, you're not really quite sure if I've done anything. But if we were to zoom in a little bit here and take a look at these images, you will see that this image here on the left, right there, you'll see a little bit of red inside there. And I think that's as far as I can zoom here with my PowerPoint. And then take a look at the one on the right. Move over. And then you'll see how that little section, especially over right in there, has been adjusted ever so slightly just to remove some of that red tone. And also in here, although there's not much white exposed there, mainly in this section here, but if I were to take this, let me see if I can move this over just a little bit more for you. Let's see if I can drop this over here. There you go. So there's a better comparison there. So you can see on that eye, on her left eye, just a little bit whiter there. So if you do it too much, it becomes obvious, and that's not what we want to do. We want to just touch it up just enough just to take out some of that red that all of us have in our eyes, especially when we're going to be printing pictures or putting them in a frame, putting them on a wall. We want to create a work of art. So that's what we're going to do today. So go ahead and open up Photoshop. And for this lesson, I'm going to go ahead and use a different picture of Caitlin here. That'll just be a little bit easier for demonstration. And mainly because in this image, there's really only two sections of white to deal with here, the way she's looking at the camera. So step number one is to go ahead and open the picture of the subject for which you want to whiten the eyes. And then zoom in on those eyes. And I'm zooming way in. And then you can see here, there's that red. Here, and then some back over here. So not a lot, but we're just going to go in and touch that up just a little bit. And it will also give us some practice using the lasso tool for making selections. You'll recall from class that Photoshop is all about layers and selection. So by making a selection, Photoshop will know what we want to do to that particular area of an image. So go ahead and click on the lasso tool, or you can press the letter L, which is a shortcut. And then what you'll want to do is to draw a selection. Now you see I already messed that up. So to deselect, you can click Select on the main menu and deselect. Or if you make a selection that you don't like that, then you can press Control key along with D, Control D, which is the shortcut, and that's indicated right here for deselect, Control D. So if you make a mistake, you just simply press Control D and try again. So it takes a little bit of practice to get used to the mouse and the mouse pad. See there again, I don't like that. Control D, try again. So you want to get a pretty good selection. There you go. Now if I come over and I want to select this, you'll notice that it deselects my other selection. It's only allowing me to select one area at a time. So the way we can avoid that is to go ahead and make your first selection. Get it where you want it. And the more you practice this, the easier it gets. There. And then hold down the Shift key. And by holding the Shift key down, you'll see the plus sign come up. And then you can add areas. Now that's not such a great selection, but because I have that plus key, I can go ahead and add to this by going, oh, I want to get this also. Grab that little area there. And then maybe there might have been a little spot right here and say, oh, I want to grab that too. So you can make multiple selections. Once again, if you don't like it, Control D and start all over again. And so you want to practice this several times, get used to it. If you want to bring your own mouse pad in, it's not a bad idea. And I'm going to go ahead and get this one done quickly here. That's good enough for now. So there, marching ants, selection. Once the selection is made, our next step is to come up to the main menu and choose Select, Modify, and Feather. And we need to choose Feather so that our changes that we're making are not so obvious. So we want it to be real smooth around the edges and put a feather touch around the border of that selection. So it's a gradual change. And so we'll go ahead and put a radius of 2 pixels. Click OK. And next we're going to come up to Image, Adjustment, and then within the Adjustments menu here, click on Hue, Saturation. We'll leave the preset at default. We're going to change this master channel to reds. And we are going to desaturate all the reds within that selection. And you can see it turn a lot more white. And notice if we go the other way, it'll saturate all the reds within that selection, and then it really brings out the red in the eyes. So we're going to take it all the way to the left here. Then come back up to our color channel selection and choose master again. And then this time we just want to work with the lightness channel, and we're going to brighten it up some. Just like that. Just make those eyes a little whiter. Don't want to do that. That doesn't look real. We're just going to bring it so the eyes are just whiter. And I'm going to leave it right there. Click OK. Control D to deselect. Back to zoom. Zoom out. And there we are. Whiter eyes. Might have overdone that a little bit. That looks pretty good. So there you go. Have fun making the eyes whiter.